Good morning, Meryl. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, Meryl, today let's do the strategy canvas because it is very important to summarize our entire knowledge into one page so that when you're doing the case study examination, you will be able to think properly towards the situation.
Yeah,
So,
sure, sir.
coming into the system, now if you observe, one major point of view that you need to understand is the revenue streams. Now, if you see the revenue stream, that is very critical for any organization because you need to identify from where the cash is coming into the business. So, Meryl, what are their revenue stream at the moment?
Mm,
One can be commission income
Yeah,
from delivery, because actually that is one way they are able to get this. So commission income from delivery is one revenue stream because that's how the money comes into the business. And the second revenue stream at the moment they generally have is something called the dark kitchen, the dark kitchen charges, because they are able to charge money as well from the operators who are making use of the dark kitchen facilities. And the third one they have mentioned is advertisement charges. Advertisement charges in the app to list the restaurant at the top. That also they have mentioned because it's clearly saying that you generally get money from that also. You understand what I'm saying, Merit?
yes, sir.
So that is the revenue streams currently they have mentioned. Any other revenue stream that I did not cover, or has everything has been covered? I think these are the three, no?
That's it, I guess.
That's it, no?
Yeah,
So students coming to the cost structure. So the cost structure one we have is a very open one. That is the full-time couriers. Because if you generally see the full-time couriers uh, are paid salary allowances as well, correct?
yes, sir.
Salary allowance, they need to have that gratuity payment, all those things are there for the full-time courier. And then the next party we have is the part-time couriers. Now the part-time couriers are paid on the activities. That is, they are not paid per delivery, they are paid per delivery, not per distance, on activity only. So per delivery, they get their earnings. So these two are one of the major cost structure for our business. And the other cost structure, what I can say is app maintenance cost. Is that a cost structure? Of course. App maintenance cost is also a cost structure. App maintenance cost is also a cost structure. Are you understanding what I'm saying, Merit? Because
Yes, sir.
you need to pay that, and there is a third party organization who generally comes and generally takes care of the app maintenance. And then the data center cost, because they may have the data center cost as well. And also the dark kitchen facility maintenance, because you need to maintain the dark kitchen facility, the dark kitchen facility maintenance, the dark kitchen facility maintenance. So that is also one of the major factor that we need to consider at the moment. So dark kitchen facility maintenance plays a major role here. So considering all these things at the moment, what I can generally go forward is these are the basic cost structures we generally have. Then we may have the administration cost, if I'm not mistaken, administration, digital marketing, so administration cost, and I can say the marketing, and specifically I can go with the digital marketing because digital marketing plays again a critical role at the end of the day. So that is also one more factor that you need to consider. So commission income from delivery, dark kitchen charges, advertisement charges on the app. And coming to the cost structures, we have more cost structures at the moment. So you need to understand that our business needs to leverage. Without leveraging, you can't grow. Are you clear with what I'm saying, Meryl? So
Yes.
because the cost structure is very high, so more and more numbers you have, you will be able to make more and more profit, and you need to make continuous investments as well in order to go through this. So every business, whenever they are starting, you need to always observe how can I make money and what are the cost or the cash inflow versus the cash outflow. Now, Meryl, if you go to a normal shop in India, they don't have complicated financial reporting softwares, correct, no, Meryl? But
Yes.
the only way they monitor their transaction is cash inflow, cash outflow. Are you clear with what I'm saying, Meryl? Now you
Yes,
see
sir.
all the bigger businesses in India are not having complicated financial systems. The main reason is they have simplified their thoughts in inflow and outflow, and that is the ultimate for any business to be successful. So, students, these are the two major factors. Anything that you like to add, you can add. But if you feel everything is fine till now, can you please put a Y in the chat box? If you feel everything is fine at the moment, you can please put Y in the chat box. But if you also feel anything that I need to add, you can ask me to add. There is no problems in that aspect as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, Meryl, once we identify the revenue, we need to identify from the customer segments. You get what I'm saying, Meryl? Because
Yes.
this revenue breakdown from customer segment. So the customer segment we have observed is one is specifically they are mentioning is the office workers. Correct, Meryl, if I'm not mistaken. Office workers, and the other person I can specifically say is the densely populated area. What do you think, Meryl? Yes or no?
Yes,
Densely
sir.
populated area. So these are the consumer segment at the moment. And one more thing specifically is fast food, fast food lovers or fast food, I can say customer segment, because we only have the fast food customer segment only, and the delivery is within that time span of 40 minutes to 1 hour we can take. So these are the three customer segments we have at the moment. So Meryl, any questions you have on the customer segments you can ask me, or is it fine, students, or do I have to add any other customer segments in this question? That is the point of view I am referring to. If you are fine with that, can I quickly get a Y in the chat box, students? Can I quickly get a Y in the chat box if that is the customer segments that we have till now at the moment? We have till now. Thank you. And now coming to the next one, students, the customer relationship. Now, customer relationship is how you have your day-to-day operating strategies that is effectively helping the customers. Now, in the case of customer relationship, what we have is we collect feedback. We collect feedback. Yes or no, Meryl?
Yes, sir.
Based on the data as well. Based on the data, the taste and the preferences, all these things are going based on the data, and we collect the feedback as well. And coming to the next point on customer relationship is we monitor the taste, we monitor the taste and preferences, we monitor the taste and preferences of restaurant chains also. Correct, no, Meryl? Because
Yes, sir.
restaurant chain, because if the restaurant chain in some branches are underperforming, we generally tell it to them as well. So that is one more thing, and the customer relationship goes in that manner only. So any other methodologies that we have adapted to increase our customer relationship, Meryl, or is this for the moment? Just your own point of view. Others can tell anything that you prefer. So get this understanding very well. We are simplifying the pre-scene material. Meryl, is it okay?
Sir, in the pre-scene, they have not mentioned anything about the complaints and queries session, right?
Yes, they have not mentioned anything about the complaints and query. but they have only mentioned about the preferences. Other than that,
Preferences
they
and
are not
feedback.
correct. So in the feedback, maybe there can be complaints also. If
Yeah,
you observe, like about the driver, because they monitor the drivers as well. So I'll write
right.
down here next point also. One thing is monitoring the drivers, because they monitor the drivers also, because that is critically important, because very important and essential at the moment to monitor the drivers. So students, coming into the next one, that is the sales channel. Now the sales channel, what they have is website. Website is their sales channel. Agree, no, Mary? Because
Yes,
website, they can directly sell it. And the mobile app. So these two are the basic sales channel that they are focusing on at the moment, because they are directly going through the website and the app. So these two are the basic sales channel they have at the moment to distribute the product to the consumer. So any other questions or any other sales channel? They have one sales channel. I can't say it's a sales channel. The main reason is dark kitchen is a key resource. What do you think, Mary? It's not a sales channel. It's a resources, because it's a resource that is used to sell. But if you see, this is the sales channel. If you observe the website and the applications they generally have, any other point of view, I don't think so. I think this is the summary of their sales channel as well. So before moving forward, students, any questions you have on the sales channel, feel free to let me know. But if you are fine with this, can I quickly get a Y in the chat box, students? Because this critically importance or things the way you need to do it. So this is very clear. And now let's come to the key partners. Now, Meryl, if you observe in the 2022, when you work in a company, they give you freedom also. Correct, no, Meryl, if I'm not mistaken. Yes or no? Why
yes,
they
sir.
give freedom? Just to increase your lifespan in the organization. Because when you have less freedom, you may find another job. But when you have more freedom, again, you will offer your labor to them little more. You get the point, Meryl. So
Yes,
if
sir.
you observe on the key partners, we can also say couriers. We all can say couriers are one of our key partners, correct? Because they are the people who help the product to reach the consumer's hand. Agree? Yes or no? And
Yes,
and another thing I can generally say is insulated boxes. Insulated boxes supplier. Because if you observe, Meryl, there is one, I can say, a critical success factor in this sector is that the boxes what you give to your couriers. Because if the box quality is poor, the I can say the preservation of the food also will be poor. What do you think, Meryl? Yes or no?
yes,
Because
sir.
that plays a major box. So insulated supplies. Now, students, there can be situation that the insulated boxes having low quality, it affects the food. So there can be like a situation of a legal cases also, but just keep in mind, insulated boxes supplier is very important. And the tablet suppliers, because do you think the tablet suppliers are important, Meryl? Because you see, the restaurant chains generally get a tablet when they get registered with Snackwheel or any other organization, where the details are tracked through the tablet. You get what I'm saying, Meryl? And
Yes,
by chance, if you have visited any local shops also, you see near the counter, they have a tablet also. Have you observed that, Meryl? They just need to tap the order, accept or not accept. That's the only two things they have. Are you getting that? So tablet suppliers plays a major role. And students, if the tablet quality is poor, can that have a failure of, I can say, an external failure cost? What do you think, Meryl? Because if the tablet is not performing properly, there can be situation that the restaurant owners may find it complicated. Systems all are super, but the tablet is having a poor quality. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So that
yes,
is
sir.
one for factor. So couriers, insulated box, the tablet suppliers, then the data center operators, because the data center operators plays a critical role. Because even though we say this is a food delivery app, at the end of the day, it is a data processing company. Do you agree with me, Meryl? This is not a food delivery app. Indirectly, they are data processing business. Clear, no, Meryl? because at the end of the day, the valuation of this business is effectively goes with the data. The company who has the highest data of the restaurants and the consumers, in case if they are going for a business valuation, they will have the highest value. Do you agree with me, Meryl?
Yes, sir.
So data center operators plays a critical role in this factor. And then the app developers, web designers, because these are now critical role students. Because around 15, 20 years ago, there were no jobs called app development. Correct, no, Meryl? Web
Right.
designing was not a job also during that time. It was not a area of a career. So app developers, web designers, and then I can just say cyber security consultants. We may not have it, but just I'm putting it maybe because it's a big chain. Cyber security consultants is also one more thing. And another thing is banking sector. Banking sector is also very much critical because Merrill, if you generally see, now, if you see in organizations, they have this debit card, credit card swiping machines. Have you observed that, Meryl? And
Yes.
the debit card, credit card swiping machine easily cannot be taken. You understand what I'm saying? Because you need to prove yourself that you are a business, and you need to prove yourself that you have a current account, and then only you will get that banking sector allowance. Are you clear with that, Meryl? Banking sector support,
Yes.
because that's very important, because there are something called the linked payment. If you see the linked payment, that is the consumers will generally link the payment and give it to you. So that is one more factor that is there. And another key partner I can generally concentrate is the restaurant chains, if you observe, Meryl. Because if you see, the restaurant chains are a very key factor. So just to make your life easy, I'll write down their names as well. One is the Taste Burger. Okay, one is the Taste Burger. Then we have the other one, that is the Steam Pizza. Correct, Meryl? We have
Yes.
the Steam Pizza. And then we have the Bajito, if I'm not mistaken, Bajito. And then we have the Lusk chicken. Okay, we have the Lusk chicken as well. And then we have the Boonigans. We have the Boonigans, and Boonigans, one specialty is the food consumption must be faster. You understand what I'm saying, Meryl? So,
Yes.
students, if you don't mind, can you please highlight Boonigans? I am 100% sure that Boonigans will be the problem creator in the examination. What do you think, Meryl? Because
Yes.
if you generally see, this food needs to be consumed fast. Ice cream businesses all are very challenging in this delivery. Correct, no, Meryl? Now,
Right.
example, ice cream is very difficult, students, to operate. And unless and otherwise you have a very much, I can say, a systemized storage during the delivery. Now, I think if you see, Meryl, the truck bites, if you see, the term truck is coming. So I have a small impression that truck bikes would have a better storage facility. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
if you generally see a Snak wheel, it's operating with motorbike. And if you see Munch bike, they have mentioned. So those two are bike. But if you see truck wheel, I feel that it's a little bit of a truck type of delivery chain. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is one more factor that we have to consider at the moment. And the other key partners, I can say bank for loan, because sometimes we have taken loan because we have bank for loan. Shareholders are very important. And one more thing, Meryl, you need to be very careful. These shareholders are risk takers. I'll tell you why they are risk takers. Because, Meryl, if you observe, what happens is the tech industry is highly volatile. Can you remember? I told you our beta factor. Can you tell me what is our beta factor, Meryl?
0.7.
0.7. So 0.7 is our beta factor. So 0.7 can always turn around. I told you it can go up effectively. So when it goes up, there are high challenges that we need to face as well. That is very, very important factor. So shareholders all are there. And another point of view that we can observe, the key partners, dark kitchen maintenance. dark kitchen maintenance, dark kitchen maintenance. And another I can specifically say is finance function. Because Meryl, if you have worked, I think since you have worked in the tech sector, Meryl, you know, although finance looks like a peripheral thing, it's very important, correct, no, Meryl, in the finance function. Because
Yes,
they provide the full data at the end of the day, what happens, what you need to do, what decision you need to take. So effectively, if you see students, this is a huge value chain. Look at the value chain. It's a huge value chain you see here. But customer service is just a basic. For these two basic things, you need to do such a huge activities. So key partners are okay. I think we have gone to the detailed analysis of key partners for the moment. Students, can I quickly get a Y in the chat box on the key partners? If you have any questions, you can ask me, students, but if you are fine with that, you can please put Y in the chat box. Thank you very much. So students, coming forward to the next one, that is the key activities. Now, if you observe the key activities, what I can specifically consider here is one key activity, if you observe, is the food delivery, because that is very important. And I can write down here, time is crucial, correct, no, Meryl? Because if you see that time is the KPI, the KPI is time, how quickly the food is delivered to the order. So that is one more thing. And the supply chain network, because Meryl, if you observe, the supply chain networking is a key activity. So I'll tell you why. There can be situation one customer ordering two different meal from two different restaurants. Correct, Meryl? So there needs to be a proper supply chain where two couriers go and picking up. You get the point what I'm saying. So
yes, sir.
that is very critical aspect. So that is one more key activities. And then I can specifically say another key activity is dark kitchen supplies, because that plays a major role. Because if you observe, students, dark kitchen is specifically in densely populated areas. So that is one more thing as well. And the other one is app processing speed. Because students, can you remember there was an article that the app processing is sometimes slow, because it will always present the tabs where the restaurant chain pays more money for them. So these are the key activities. And another key activities is marketing, because marketing and sales, because all are online, and all online marketing and sales are doing very well in the tech sector now. Instagram, all these things are doing very well in this factor. So these are the key activities at the moment they have. Now, coming to the key resources, what they have is the very important key resource. I can specifically say is the very important key resource is the app and the website. App and the website. Correct, no, Meryl? Yes or no? Because app
Yes, sir.
and the website, I can say quality, because that is a very important key resources, because it has direct relationship with the sales as well. And then the dark kitchen, because dark kitchen is again a very important key resources. And the database of the company is also a key resource in the segment. So app and the website quality, dark kitchen, database of the company. And also another key resources that they generally have is the driver or the courier network, because the courier network they have is a very strong network. So courier network is another key resources. And then the restaurant relationship is again a very critical resources, students. The restaurant relationship is a very critical resources at the moment. So students, if you see, these are the main resources that they have at the moment. And coming to this, every business can copy this. Now, every business can do the same model and copy this. But only thing that differentiate a business is the value proposition. Now, value proposition is like the uniqueness. Now, Meryl, what is the unique feature of our company Snackville? What do you think is the unique feature?
Mm,
I can say establishment in 2007. Establishment in 2007. Because what happens is they said, right, generally people rarely, like, can say, switch the app. They only download one app. So established in 2007, where the market is more aware of the product, more aware of the app. That is one more thing. Are you understanding what I'm saying there, Mary? Because this
Yes.
establishment in 2007 was a very stronger, I can say, a very stronger value proposition. And another value proposition for this organization, I can just say, the diversity of food. The diversity of food. What do you think, Meryl? Yes or no? Because if you
Sir, we are focusing only on fast food right now, right?
correct fast diversity of food, and I'll mention fast food, because even if you see the fast food, that is diverse, right, Meryl? If you observe,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
that is the diversity of the food. It's very much I can say fast food is diverse. And then I can generally observe is another point of view is the systems, the systems they operate. So these are their value proposition. So one point of view, I told you that the software investments were very less compared with Munch Bike. So that all one factor to be considered. So before moving into the summary, I just want to make it into one page. Okay, so students, sorry if you're seeing it small, but Meryl, now coming into the summary, so this entire page you need to take a printout. You understand what I'm saying, Meryl? Because
Yes, sir.
the entire, I can say, the current map of our business. Now, one thing, now let's do the future. Now we have done the current. So the future, I will be using the red color ink. Now, what are the future opportunities for revenue stream, Meryl? What are the future opportunities for revenue streams? What about grocery delivery? Can that be possible, Meryl? Chances
Yes.
are there. Grocery
Yeah.
delivery and pharmaceutical delivery. So that is another major, I can say, a new service development for the organization. Grocery delivery, pharmaceutical delivery. So that is one more point of view, if I'm not mistaken. And then the next point of view that we need to be here after grocery and the pharmaceutical delivery, I can consider the next one, that is going to be international expansion. There can be a situation of international expansion, and I can say global sales that is also possible, students. So that is one more thing that we can observe is. And then inter-service exchange can happen, Meryl. That is example, if you see a situation where Munch Bike is not having any delivery, okay, and the couriers are available. And if you see our company has more delivery, so couriers are less. So inter-service exchange can take place. Meryl, are you clear with that inter-service exchange? I think you're on mute. So just try to make sure that is clear. Is that fine, Meryl? The inter-service exchange.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So students get that understanding. There can be inter-service exchange as well in the revenue stream. So the next thing that I wanted to consider is international expansion, global sales, inter-service exchange, grocery delivery, and pharmaceutical factors that can take place. And then also I can just write down here, generic items can be sold. Generic items can be sold. Example, water bottles. Now, Meryl, can you have snack wheel water bottles? Possible or not possible? Yes
Yes.
or no? Because water bottle anyway, students, what happen is easily you can deploy water bottle to your, I can say, your delivery boys. And generally water is a very much conservative product that is needed when you're eating. So what happens is that water bottles can be also distributed. So children, are you getting this revenue stream? Any revenue stream that you like to share, you can share. But if you are fine with the students, you can please put Y in the chat box. But remember one thing, as a finance manager, you need to know the present and you need to target the future. You need to know the present and you need to target the future. So anything can happen in the future, students. So just remember. So one thing, Meryl, I understood one more thing is sales of data. Meryl, can we do sales of data? Example, can we sell data, Meryl? Because we have data centers. So can we sell data for returns? Possible or not possible, Meryl? Because we have not at all taken any, I can say, agreement. So there is high possible that the sales of data for returns, because we can also sell our data. So that is one possibility. Is that clear, Meryl?
But that won't be a breach of privacy or confidentiality.
No,
Like,
because unless and otherwise they have accepted it. You understand what I'm saying, Meryl? Because when you are buying, when you are downloading an app and it's ask you everything and you just accept all, there is high chances they can sell it, right, Meryl? You get the point of view, right? What I'm talking here. So
yeah.
there can be sale of data, but it depends on the examination whether that is there or not there. But high chances data can be also sold. Meryl, something wrong with your mic, I think, because it's affecting. Then can you just manage it properly? Okay,
Yes.
so the next thing is this revenue stream is done. So the next thing what I want to consider is the full-time, part-time app maintenance and the data. So the cost structures also, if you generally see the future cost structures, they can have is like own fleet of vehicles. They can have own fleet of vehicles as well, because just to eliminate the over dependency on the part-time employees and the full-time employees vehicle, own fleet of vehicles can be deployed. So that can be one more cost structure they have. And then I can say new software upgrades. There can be new software upgrades, which can be also one more thing that can happen. So these are the basic factors on the revenue stream and the cost stream. And the customer segment, office workers, densely populated fast food sector, we can go with senior citizens, but it needs to be healthy food, correct? Senior citizens. Senior citizens, they also find it very difficult to go outside senior citizens. That is one more thing. College students, you get what I'm saying, Meryl, because college students can be another consumer sector. So senior citizens, college students, and then I can specifically say is international consumers, because Uber Eats is very much internationally strong. So senior citizen, college citizens, international college students, international consumers. So these are the customer segments that we generally have at the moment, and any other customer segments that we can generally target at the moment is also, I can generally say, busy houses, because there can be some houses which are busy as well, busy houses. So effectively there are new chances of moving forward. And now coming into the customer relationship, we can have blogs, because can there be blogs developed? High chances, right? They can
Yes.
sell, they can share their ideas, blogs. And what about YouTube channel? Can they have YouTube channel also? Yes, on
Yes.
to
Yes, sir.
improve the customer thing. YouTube channel, Instagram, and then I can say magazines. They can go with the magazines, and also they can target based on road displays. You can have displays in the road displays. So many factors that are there that you can affect, or you can target the customer relationship. That clearly shows how it can be done. So that is also a good application for the organization. Blogs, YouTube channel, Instagram, magazines, so many factors are there. Referral bonuses, so I'll just write down that also. There can be referrals, there can be referral bonuses, referral bonuses, referral bonuses. So many factors are there at the moment. And the sales channel website apps only they have mentioned at the moment. Other than the websites app, can there be any other form of sales channel? We can have pickup points. What do you think, Meryl? Yes or no?
Yes,
Pickup
sir.
point. Pickup points means students, you can have a prime location, you can have a small type of a branch where the people who prefer to have food ordered, they can order, it will come to that place and you can go and collect it. Pickup points can be there so that it will be very much done. Phone call food is not practical at the moment considering the business change. So it won't be practical in this factor. So coming to the next one, that is the key partners. As you already know, I told you there can be small, medium enterprises because Meryl, currently what has happened is we are just going through the restaurant chain, correct? So small, medium enterprises are the small shops that is there. You understand what I'm saying. So these small shops contribute more to Uber Eats at the moment. Pre-order store pickup that is also there. So one more sales channel is pre-order. Pre-order also is there. Pre-order and pickup. Because have you seen, Meryl? There are pre-order option also in Uber Eats. You can select the time also. This time the
Yes.
food needs to be. So pre-order is a good idea. That's very good for the independent workers as well. Because when the pre-orders are there, independent workers can easily get connected. So small, medium enterprises, pre-order, pickup. So it's going in this format. So these are the key partners they have. And the key activities as we have already considered is like I can say on promotions can be promotions on YouTube. So many factors we can consider. Promotions on YouTube, so many things. And the key resources, once again, as we already know, there can be a pickup point, one pickup point we can have. So all these things are creating a major factor. So one of the value proposition in the future, what we can have is cybersecurity, because cybersecurity can effectively be a value proposition considering the 2020 nature. So these are the ideology, students, but this map will definitely guide you to think. The thinking pattern will generally improve with this map. So always remember, students, the revenues are cash inflow. So I'll just make sure that is connected. So the revenues are green. And if you see this one also, the customers and the sales channel. Now you see effectively, these guys are the people who are contributing to achieve your revenue. Your revenue has more relationship with these three people. You need to have a customer, you need to have a relationship, and you need to have a channel to meet their needs and wants. Similarly, the cost structure. Now, if you see the cost structure, that is the outflows for a business. And frankly, without cost, you will not be able to move forward because you need to have a cost. But the cost needs to be generally well monitored and controlled. And everyone can design a system like this. But the value proposition is what your competitors cannot copy from yourself. So students get this understanding very well because that is very important. That's what I have mentioned, small, medium enterprise. That is only consumer to consumer, but it's very risky at the moment. So students, any questions you have, you can ask me. Meryl, just try to make sure and everyone, you take a printout of this because this is critically important. And this is the entire summary of what we are learning. But just remember, students, we are a support service till now. We are a support service till now. So before moving forward, students, any questions you have, Meryl? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Thank you. So students, can I get a Y in the chat box if it is clear? Then now let's start with the risk analysis because we need to have a basic risk analysis as well when we are going forward. So I believe that is giving you a better understanding. So I'll write down here, students, risk analysis. Risk analysis. So the risk analysis, not the risk statement that they gave. This is just an overall risk analysis what we are going to handle at the moment. So Merrill, now if you see in business risk we have, and one risk is we have is a product risk. Okay. Now Merrill, just asking a question from you. In your language, tell me what is the difference between business risk and product risk?
Um, Product risk will be product failure. Like product is not uh, giving the proper utilization to the customer, and business risk will be in terms of sales and demand, where we are incurring
No,
loss.
no, that's wrong. Jay Ganesh, what is the difference between business risk and product risk, Jay Ganesh? Basic, no need to think about complicated terms, but in basic words, what is business risk and product risk difference? Yamini, what is the difference between business risk and product risk? Anyone in the class, you can just give a guidance. Abhiraj, what is the difference between business risk and product risk?
Business risks came from the general economic factors like demand, supply, and these things, isn't it?
Correct.
And the product risks, it's also I remember maybe the product risk is the satisfactions or those kind of things in the sense of food business.
Understood. Understood. So I will just make it even more easier. Now, Meryl, you see a company like Unilever's. Okay. Now, Unilever's is a business. Correct, no, Meryl? Yes or no? Unilever's is a business. So Unilever's is a business, but they have many products within them. Correct. Now, example, they have a product like X perfume. So X perfume is a risk that is specifically to that product only. But Unilever is a bigger organization, so their business risk generally is the nature of their operations, nature of the business, nature of the business. Now, Unilevers will generally have a very low level of nature of the business. But if you see X perfume is specifically to that product, Microsoft software business risk. But it's anything that's affecting Xbox is a product risk. Now, coming to our business students, do we have different products at the moment, or our business risk and the product risk looks the same? What do you think, Mary, if you see? Because if you see, our business is service, courier service, courier service for fast food, correct? Yes or no? Courier service for fast food. And the only product we have is also same. You understand what I'm saying there, Mary? Yes or no?
Yes.
So in this case, the business and the product risk will be same unless and otherwise they diversify. Because here the business and the product almost goes the same angle. So students, now if you see the business risk, what we generally will face at the moment is that the preference health preference of consumers. Is that a business risk, Meryl? Yes or no? Because if you see, the fast food is not healthy. You get what I'm saying, Meryl? Yes or no? Health
Right.
preference of consumers on fast food. So what happens is, since the fast food is little much unhealthy, there can be situation that can directly affect your business as well. Are you clear with that, Meryl? Yes or no?
Yes.
And if you see the product risk, instead of product risk, here we are not selling a product. We can say a service risk. Service risk. Now, actually, we have two service risk. One is the dark kitchen. Because Meryl, there can be situation the dark kitchen also may have poor maintenance. Can there be situation like that? Poor ventilation. Now, when the ventilation is poor, there can be situation of a fire inside the dark kitchen. Yes or no, Meryl? Are you
Yes.
understanding? Poor
Yes, sir.
ventilation. So dark kitchen is something similar to that. And the service risk I can say is late delivery. Can there be a situation of late delivery on consistent basis? That can happen also, no, Meryl. If you generally see, if there was no proper supervision, late delivery can happen on a consistent basis. Are you clear with that, Meryl? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these are the aspect that we need to take. But one major factor, students, we need to always be careful is the fast food industry. If the fast food industry collapse, it will definitely affect our business because we are an interdependent business. Are you clear with what I'm saying there? Because students, you see the pre-seen material. In the pre-seen material, they have specifically given a full data on the fast food. They have given a full data on the fast food. So be very, very careful. Then after product risk and the service risk, the next thing that we have to be very specific is a commodity price risk. Commodity what risk? Price risk. Now, Meryl, I can say the petrol. The petrol, I can write down diesel, diesel. This will definitely have a price risk. And also, the inflation for restaurants, like the gas prices are increasing. Will that affect the selling price? Of course, right, Meryl, you understand what I'm saying. Because
Yes.
be careful, it's always affecting this. So petrol, diesel, inflation for restaurants, I can write it on major food and vegetables, because vegetable prices all are going up. Definitely the total cost will go up. So consumers may find it very, very difficult to handle those things at the moment. And at the moment, one good thing is we are not exposed to foreign currency risk. Meryl, are we exposed to any foreign currency risk at the moment? At the
No, sir.
moment. So
No.
I'll just write down a hint because that is not there, but it's there in the exam syllabus. So no forex risk till now. No forex risk till now. Get this understanding very clearly, students. No forex risk till now. So I'll write down here, be careful. Be careful, because we are thinking everything is easy, easy, easy. In the exam day, suddenly they ask something on forex. Can come, no, Meryl? Yes or no? High
Yes,
chances.
high chances.
So commodity is very.
1 minute.
Yes, yes, Abhiraj.
Yeah. So basically, this for the courier service, the fuel is the main thing, right? Main
Of course,
import, right?
of course.
So, but still, even though it's a developed country, right? But there will be a foreign risk because the main ingredient, main source is one of the fuel, right? One of the main sources fuel.
Correct, but the
Like we
question,
can see now because of the
macro, no, Abhiraj. What you're talking is macro. So what I was talking was micro. Micro means directly affecting our business.
right, okay,
Now,
good.
macro wise is anyway affecting every business, no, Abhiraj. You get the point.
Yeah,
Because at the moment we don't have any micro type of forex risk.
Forex risk, okay, correct.
Thank you. So moving forward, students, so commodity price risk, then after commodity price, we have something called the operational risk. Meryl, operational risk is high or less? What do you think, Meryl? Operational risk in this sector, very high. I'll tell you why. Because Meryl, again, can there be accidents? Can there be
No,
accidents of couriers in the
sir.
practical? Students, can there be accidents of couriers? I think there is high accidents of couriers. Correct, no, Meryl? Yes or no? Now the
Yes,
question
sir.
is, do we have insurance for our couriers? I don't think so. For the independent couriers, we have insurance. Correct, no, Meryl, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yes, sir.
another thing is road safety. Now, one thing is we need to deliver it by 40 minutes to 1 hour. So the question arises is, do we have the road safety assessment as well? Because that's all are playing a major challenge at the moment, students. So they don't have at the moment. So these are a critical operational risk, I can generally say, at the moment. And one more thing, Meryl, poor digital literacy. Can there be a situation of poor digital literacy, Meryl?
Yes,
Example,
sir.
one restaurant cashier is the owner. There can be situation, but I don't think so. Because Meryl, all are big restaurant chain. Correct, no, Meryl, at the end of the day. And the digital literacy skill in a developed country cannot be accepted, right? What do you think, Meryl? Practically, I don't think so. So that is not an issue concerning. And the next thing is strategic risk. So I'll just complete this. Now coming to the strategic risk. Now if you see strategic risk is like merger and acquisition, you understand what I'm saying, Meryl. Something related to merger and acquisition, hostile takeovers. Now all these things we will study, students. Merger and acquisition, hostile takeovers. Meryl, can there be a hostile takeover taking place? Of course, right? Because there is no proper information given by the shareholders. Did they give anything relating to the shareholders? Yes or no, Meryl? I don't
No.
think. No. There was nothing given anything related to the shareholders. Hostile takeover, merger and acquisition. And then I can generally say is new software developments. So all these are very much focusing on the strategic risk, the decision taken by the top management, international expansion, international expansion, international expansion, international expansion can take into the structure. And the next thing is fraud and employee malfeasance risk. Meryl, fraud is a sure topic in this sector. Yes or no, Meryl? Can there
Yes.
be fraud? Of course, I'll write down here. Data fraud can take place. Students, data fraud can take place. Okay, data fraud and system adjustments. There can be system adjustments as well, where they will try to manipulate the time taken. You understand what I'm saying, no, Meryl? The delivery, they can create bogus orders and bogus delivery. Can that be possible, Meryl? Yes or no?
Possible.
Possible, right? So I'll write down here, bogus transactions can come into the picture, bogus transactions. And then we have the other one is the contract adequacy risk. That is relating to selling data. Can you remember, Meryl? Like I told you, selling data. Now, the risk arises is if you breach the contract. You understand what I'm saying, Meryl? Because
Yeah.
we don't know until now. We don't know whether there is anything like that. So students, I'll just go through the question answers. So will vegetable price affect us on delivery business? No, it affects the restaurant. So restaurant will inflate the price. When restaurant inflate the price and when we also charge extra commission based on the selling price, it will reduce the demand. That happens, right, Meryl, if I'm not mistaken? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that's how that will get affected. So effectively, students, these are the risks, and you have the political risk, all those things. But coming into the bigger picture, these are the micro risk, macro risk, anything that can take place at the moment. So students, the risk analysis is done, but always be very, very careful, students, that our business is only having one product. So Meryl, my question is, can you remember, Meryl, if you see the CAPM model, the capital asset pricing model, it clearly shows, right, the stocks needs to be diversified. Correct, no, Meryl, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
to eliminate the systematic risk. Systematic risk means the macro risk, the political risk, all those things, so that you will only be exposed to, unsystematic risk, like the micro risk. Now here problem is, Meryl, our business has not diversified. You see, Uber was only on transport first, correct, no, Meryl? So their
Yes.
business risk and the product risk is same, correct, no? One service only. Now Uber Eats has come, correct, no, Meryl? Yes or no? So when
Yes.
Uber Eats come, what happens is the business risk is nature of transactions and service, but the product risk has been diversified. Are you understanding what I'm saying there, Meryl? Now,
Yes.
even if you go to Google, you will see so many varieties of products they have. So that's what legal risk all falls under the contract adequacy. So that is the major point of view that we need to keep in mind. So effectively coming forward, students, any questions you have, you can ask me. If you are okay with all these things, can I quickly get a Y in the chat box, students? If you are fine with all these things, can I quickly get a Y in the chat box? Because you need to understand in core activities, you need to go to the core way of learning all these concepts in detail. And then only students, you will be able to think properly and practically in the exam day. Because if you are unable to think practically, it will be very difficult to manage the situations on the examination day. So that is important thing. Meryl, can I ask you a question? Can there be a situation one restaurant chain becoming bankrupt?
Yes, sir. Possible.
Yeah. So in case if a restaurant chain become bankrupt, will that affect our revenue?
Yes, of course.
Of course, right? So
Yeah.
students just think on that point of view, because we are interdependent business. There are chances restaurant chains can get bankrupt. Now students, if you generally observe, there is a restaurant chain called Popeye. I think that's there, no, Meryl. In India also Popeye.
In India, I'm not sure, sir.
Not sure. That burger chain, American burger chain, they always go everywhere and get bankrupt. That is their business model. So what happens is, if you see, Popeye is a very strong brand in USA, but in the rest of the world, they are very popular for starting and getting bankrupt. So that's the understanding that we need to keep in mind. So students, before moving forward, any questions you have, you can ask me. But if you are fine with this explanation, can I quickly get a double Y in the chat box, students? Because from the upcoming Wednesday class, we will be doing a lot of mocks. So before we go for the mocks, I'll teach you how to write everything. But I want you to be very stable in your thinking. That is very, very important. Stability in your thinking is important. So I believe it's a good day. So I'll go for the one-to-one question and answer session. I'll start from Abhiraj. Abhiraj, any questions you have?
No, thanks.
Thank you. If you don't have question, you can please put Y also. Yamini, any questions for the day?
No, sir, I've asked you. Thank you.
Welcome. Tatanda, any questions?
No.
Nelly, any questions?
No, sir, thank you.
Welcome. Thanks, Mr. Vikas. Jnanendran, any questions?
No questions, sir.
Jay Ganesh, any questions? Meryl, any questions for the day?
No questions, sir.
Thank you. So students, so I'll meet you on the Wednesday class. The upcoming 2 days, you take it as a relaxation day for the pre-scene analysis. You do it by yourself, and I will upload the pre-scene video also in YouTube. So thank you, students, for your time. So I'll meet you on the Wednesday class. Have a wonderful day, students.
Thank you.
Welcome.